everybody. Welcome back to episode 10 of the Stodgevite podcast. It's episode 10, yeah, Nick? Sure. Episode 10. I've reached 10. I reached 10, yeah. Where's the streamers, Nick? Where's the fucking streamers? Yeah, just... And so reached episode 10. I think the stats say that most people, well, not most podcasts don't go past, is it past 10, Nick? So past 10. And then you got the next milestone, which is 20. And from there, you're not going to stop.
Yep.
So, congratulations on being number 10.
Thank you.
Going from 1 through to 9, now you're back to new beginnings, if we look at the numerology scale there. So quite excited. Thanks for coming on, Alex.
Thanks for having me.
So tonight's guest is Mr. Alexander. How do you say his surname?
Robibaro.
Robibaro. Where's that from?
Italian.
Ah, come sta? Bacala strons. Can you speak Italian?
I can probably understand a lot more than I speak. I probably just get enough to get me by.
I get called strons a lot, and bacala.
So do I.
So that's all good. Welcome. Now, we met through the Breath Fathers podcast, and then I reached out to you. I think we started just messaging each other, being all cute together.
We did.
Yeah, which was nice.
100%.
Yeah.
Then we're here matching flannels.
Yeah, I think I saw a photo of you with no shirt on. So, what's going on here? So, and now we've got matching flannels. Exactly, man. So I appreciate that. So, like I always say, which way do we go? Do I prepare for this? We had a chat earlier, but really, I'm just going to let you just go with your story, and I'll interject where I feel is necessary.
Yep.
But I asked you a couple of questions, and those questions were, so just to start, actually, what's your favorite food?
Coming from a bodybuilding background, I've always just enjoyed real simple food. So steak and mash sort of things, or a really good pasta.
Boring.
Yeah.
That's fucking...
Really boring.
That's all right. But grass-fed steak?
Yeah.
And a bit of get all the fat drippings on the bottom to make a gravy.
Yeah,
no, that's sick, mate. There's nothing left up. That's really good. Favorite color?
Ooh, white.
Oh, why?
Yeah, bright light. It's rejuvenating and light of God.
Keeps the vampires away. There's plenty of them around at the moment.
Ooh, 100%. 100%.
Okay, buddy. I'll ask you a couple other questions. What's your best or most favorite childhood memory?
Best childhood memory. Remembering and enjoying time with family. Just little things coming together. Feeling the love and the warmth. Reconnecting with my sister in different ways as we were growing up, and then just enjoying the process of understanding life in different ways. I know it's probably a little bit vague.
That's all right.
But there's lots of bits and pieces with life in the early on. Just understanding things through life, really. Just understanding the process and energies of life in different ways and different stages, really. Looking back at it now.
Okay. All right. And you still in contact with your sister now?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I said worst, but I'm going to say most difficult memory. Doesn't have to be childhood. It's just most difficult memory.
In general, would it definitely have to be the time where I didn't see my kids.
Okay.
So there was a process of nearly 10 months after I got divorced where whatever the situation was, I didn't get to see my kids for that period of time. Within that time, I hit a really dark spot. Through that, before all that started, I should say, I was a personal trainer. I went into security after that, looking to have more stability. The new family, wanting to start a new family, and my missus was pregnant at the time. Ex-missus was pregnant at the time, sorry. So I was just looking for something a little bit more stable. So I thought security would be that. My first day, within the first couple of hours, we were on the floor and a theft happened at Maya. He chased us with a knife down the set of stairs. So I ended up falling down the set of stairs and reefing my arm out my socket.
Fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. That was misdiagnosed for about 10 months. I felt there was something wrong. Doctors just kept putting it off. When it finally got looked at properly, there was multiple tears and calluses built up and things like that. I've had surgery on it, which has rectified most of things, but has now created issues in my neck as well. So they wanted to replace 2 vertebrae and put plastic ones in, which I denied.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't definitely not going down that route. But with that, hit depression, hit anxiety, family issues as normal marital problems we have. Just things amplified. Other than that, depression got the hold of me, and then after the injury at work, things just spiraled. Workers' comp claims and things like that.
They're never easy, bro.
Yeah, never. And they will break you. They'll test your limits, and they'll find a mental state and your weakest points, and that's where they'll feed off.
Even though you genuinely injured yourself at work, so that's the hard thing there.
Yeah.
People don't understand.
So that for me was a really big growing point, because now looking back at it, it was a really big growing point. I had to go through all of that rubbish to understand what was coming through next. So with the injury, it brought on and amplified all the other bits and pieces with the marriage side of things.
Which arm was it?
My left arm.
Your left arm? Okay.
Yeah. So that brought on and amplified everything with the marriage. Things fell apart. I ended up leaving, and then for about 2 months, I was still seeing my kids. And then once I wanted to have secure time with my kids, that's when I got a phone call that night from the police saying that they wanted to see me for damages that I had done when I had left the house. So when I left the house, I punched my own dresser and broke the drawer, which I admit was the wrong thing to do. Looking back at it now, you act and react in emotion.
I understand that, but what'd you punch the dresser for? Didn't do anything to you.
100%. It was probably the only thing that wouldn't feel it.
I understand.
Yeah, so that happened, obviously. And my solicitor at the time, when I had spoken to him about the fact that the police had contacted me, gave me all the wrong advice. Said to just leave them be, sort of thing. They'll get to you when they get to you. She's just trying to cause issues for the court case and things coming up and blah, 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 blah. So I was listening to my solicitor at the time and not listened to the police and stayed away. So I ended up having warrants for my arrest for quite a while.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, so
all right.
That was one thing. Within that time, I, as most people do, found drugs, partying, alcohol, and everything else of the sort. I dived deep into it.
Which drugs?
Cocaine was the drug of choice.
Cocaine?
Yeah. I probably tried many times to kill myself with it. Life essentially got too hard. Not seeing my kids and not knowing how to deal with my emotions then, it felt easier not to be here.
Of course.
Yeah, I had put that much coke into my system that it would have stopped a room full of people's hearts. I was on the floor, body just wouldn't die. I could feel myself unconscious, but my body just wouldn't let go. I actually tried that a couple of times. The last time I had realized that there was more to it. So it's when it really woke me up. I got off everything, went sober, and have been sober for the last 3 and a bit years. And that was a life-changing part for me. Realizing that my worth here in this world was so much more prevalent and purposeful to be here than not to be here. And that's what woke me up to life and what I do now. So I found breathwork, and that allowed me to refound myself.
So you said 3 years. So what time frame are we talking about? Are you still recovering? Are you still recovering from everything that's happened, or how long was that? 10 years ago, 15, 3 years ago?
So I've stopped all of that sort of lifestyle. It's been probably 4 and a bit years now.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Still pretty relatively,
fresh-ish,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's just my take on it, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. It definitely takes time to work through traumas and things that come up with the body and emotions, physically, emotionally, spiritually. But when I got the taste of healing myself and finding my soul, it became the new addiction.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Finding actually what felt something to me. I lost all emotion in my body for so long.
Of course.
The only thing I could feel was pain and upset. So to feel anything other than that felt amazing. So I just thrived to look for something new every day. Found a new thing to put my attention to. Started going back to the gym because after the injury and things like that, I had to stop training. I put on a heap of weight, and just life got really ugly. So as I do now, recategorize life and put priorities back into place. Which was really cool. So it's been a beautiful journey in that part. So the last 3.5-ish years where I've really dived into breath and rediscovery of myself has been the biggest life-changing change for me.
All right. Now going back to these warrants for your arrest and whatnot, so they don't just magically disappear. So what happened there?
Yeah, so the first Christmas back that I had my kids, or it was just before the first Christmas, sorry, we had sent balloons to the childcare for the kids. And at the time, it was told that the balloons were from the childcare, not from us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they hadn't seen us for ages, and that was my only thing that I could sort of really do. And because my solicitor at the time was telling me to just avoid all contact and every other which way, can't see him, can't message him, can't do anything, because anything that I was going to do was going to make my court case worse. And because my mental state at the time was really low, whatever he said was God's gift, glory sort of thing. I just listened and did.
Yep.
So yeah, that was that. It took time to refine that energy to figure out what I was going to do next. So when I found out the childcare and what that situation had happened, the next day I went with my mum to the childcare. I had said, stuff it, I need to see my kids.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Yeah. I called the childcare and let them know that I was coming.
Okay.
They could do whatever they needed to do. I'm seeing my kids, and I asked if it was possible. We got there. My kids were scared to see me, which broke my heart. It took them a couple of minutes to re-warm up to me, and we just cried together and held each other, and it was the most magical moment. Something came over me, and I had felt like I needed to get out of there. So I said goodbye to them. We jumped in the car, went home. When I got in the driveway, there was paddy wagons there, and I got arrested. My grandparents saw it at the time. My mum saw it, and that was the hardest thing. I'd probably go back to jail and do it 10 times over if I had to, just to see my kids every day.
Bro, I understand.
That was easy compared to watching the pain and the upset that it had put my family through. But from there on in, I got a new solicitor. Within a few weeks, he got my kids back. He's the biggest blessing in this world.
So can I just say you weren't allowed to see your kids at all? So is that the police came for what reason?
Because of my warrants.
Your warrants?
Yeah. So I was told by my solicitor at the time that I couldn't see my kids.
Yeah.
So all the information that I was given was wrong.
Fuck.
Yeah. So it was just hell, literally. But yeah, we worked around that past, and I got him dismissed from my case and found our new solicitor, which within weeks changed the world. I had my kids back, and up to now we've had every fortnight. So I've got them fortnightly on the weekends.
How old are they?
My son Levi will be 9 in October.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, my daughter Sienna will be 7 next month.
God bless, man.
Thank you. Yeah, they're beautiful characters. But yeah, in that it took 6 to 8 months to sort of rebuild our relationship together and really get comfortable with taking our time and having those emotions and feelings and things come back.
Were they just a bit unsure?
Yeah. Just young and just didn't really know what happened and how it happened, why it happened and things like that. So yeah, just giving them time to process the new energy that was there, the fact that we're not living in the same households and stuff like that as well. But yeah, it's been a beautiful reconnection. They've taught me the most within this journey.
So that when that just the time frame, that reconnection happened how long ago?
3 years.
Okay, yeah, that's right, the 3-year mark. And over these 3 years, you've been building. Okay, and now it's ready for the next step potentially.
100%. So we've just worked out to get 50-50, which I'm very thankful for. So a week on, a week off.
So how'd you work that out? Do you have to work that out with the ex-wife and through courts and stuff like that?
Yeah, so we worked it out together and then just got the solicitors to do the paperwork side of things and just go back to court and finalize that side of things.
So you guys aren't good with each other, like not communicating too well, or
my ex-wife?
Yeah.
No, we're on amicable terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that healed as well.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I don't hold bad blood. Even with everything that has happened, she's taught me some of the biggest lessons and made me understand a lot of who I am. Even through the pain and the trauma and things that she's put me through, I can still say thank you to her for it all. So.
What a beautiful man you are.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a blessing. So
thank you.
Really, you know what you said to me in the message saying, "Oh, I didn't think my story's worthy." I'm literally speechless after 16 minutes. I really don't know where to go to from here.
Thank you.
Nick, do you want to take over? I'm trying to make it a bit light. That was a pretty intense story just then.
Yeah, sorry. Once I get talking, I
that's all right.
literally can't stop.
Yeah, that's all right. So please keep on going while I try to find my words right now. So in saying that, so you're deep. So during that time you wanted to just go from here, but your body just wouldn't go. It just wouldn't give. So have you always found that your body, so basically do you attribute that to anything like different about your makeup or about who you are? And now that you've discovered and you've gone further down your spiritual path, have you found a reason for that?
Yeah, definitely. Resilience and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with the bodybuilding background, I've forced myself to put myself through real tough situations, mentally, physically, emotionally, just to force the body to get to certain limits and break those every time I recompeted.
Yeah.
It was never about coming first or whatever the case may be. It was about becoming better than the last time I was on stage for me. Obviously, we don't do competitions not to lose, to win. So we do them to win, not to lose.
Yep.
But that wasn't the be-all, end-all. The bodybuilding career was amazing. So I opened up a gym when I was 22 in 5 Dock, had that for a while. When I had that, I should say, started bodybuilding prep for people. So
that.
It was decent. Can't complain at all. It was amazing. So watching people be able to transform their body physically, mentally, emotionally from where they were to where they wanted to be and be the catalyst, I guess, to be able to get them there while they do the work. And I had multiple athletes. I've got a couple of international athletes that I've prepped that are pro now. Each season sort of thing was 15 to 30 athletes, and that's twice a year. So it was busy. It was a beautiful time. Had a clothing line. We had lots of little bits and pieces at the time, which was cool.
What was the clothing line called?
Muscle Hustle Co.
Muscle Hustle Co. You got any, what, shirts and what you have?
T-shirts, singlets. We had a small little girls range, so crop tops and shorts or whatever. When I say small little girls, it was just because it was the only 2 items, not for young girls.
Fair enough.
Just had to make sure. But yeah, other than that, string of singlets and things like that for guys and hoodies. It was just more so for clients, just to wear about and get the name out. So.
Yeah, fair enough. You don't have any more, do you?
No.
Fair enough. Give them out on the show to people that subscribe and like. So please fucking make sure you put in the fucking thumbs and liking and subscribing. You get a free shirt. That don't exist.
That don't exist anymore.
So can I ask you, I didn't see I saw a bit of your bodybuilding. Yep. I was quite impressed.
Thank you.
My mate, like, is it like we're talking natural, not natural? What were you doing?
Definitely not natural.
So let's start talking a bit more here. It's getting juicy.
Yeah, no. So my first season of bodybuilding was natural, and I realized that backstage a lot of people were admitting how much bits and pieces they would take on the off season and things like that. So I realized it was all fake.
Okay.
So at that point, I said, might as well just do what everyone else is doing and do it properly.
Yeah, that's it.
So I spent a year taking gear and things like that, competing, and then doing my first IFBB show. Third in New South Wales that year.
What year was this?
Oh, gosh, I can't even remember the year now.
Okay.
Would have been maybe 1920-ish, so 15 years ago.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. 15 years. That's a while ago. It's quite a, yeah. And how many years did you compete for?
On and off for about 7 years.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so how many times, did you win many times, or how did you find the progression through that?
So my best season, I came first in New South Wales, third in Australia for under 75s with IFBB.
Okay.
That would have been 2017-ish, I think, by memory, 2018.
Did you make much cash from it? Is there much money in it? Is that
No, none at all.
Then what do people do it for?
Ego.
Yeah. Okay.
That's purely all it is. You stroke your ego with it.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
Say you got the biggest biceps or the nicest abs or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
For me, it was definitely an ego thing as well, but business. So the more I put myself on stage, the bigger business grew. The more my face got out there, the more people knew that what I did. And
fair enough.
Yeah.
Just like me with podcasting, making no fucking money from it whatsoever, but people get to see my face on Instagram and TikTok saying, it's this cunt.
Look at this beautiful face.
Nah, they're not saying that. Some people do say that. Other people don't, mate.
I say it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Alex. Yeah, really. Yeah, stop looking at me like that.
It's a shirt.
It is a shirt. So okay, so what did you get onto after bodybuilding then? So why'd you stop that for?
So after the injury, I pretty much
Oh, naturally, yeah. Fuck. Sorry, the injury.
No,
yeah, that's
right.
what stop everything.
Yeah, so life came to a complete halt. I didn't work for a few years and didn't know what I was going to do. So in the process of healing and refinding myself, I'm very thankful that my mum's very open to spirituality and things like that. My auntie in Queensland, bless her soul, thankfully that she's still here with us as well. She attuned me for Reiki. I remember when I was a kid, she had told me my hands were healing hands because they used to always be really warm, and whenever I touched her, she could feel the energy. So through this process of healing and refining myself, I got myself attuned to Reiki to understand my energy a lot more, to let it flow a lot easier. And with that, it also allows me to tap into other people's energy and move stagnant energy for them. So blockages and things like that. So it's been a beautiful process.
And how old were you when you got attuned?
Well, 4 years ago, but I've always felt it.
Yeah.
I've always felt my energy and my spiritual side.
Yeah.
But I buried it at a young age.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And you just go, because I do Reiki as well, so that's why I'm interested in Reiki. So did you tune did you get level 1, 2, 3?
Just level 1.
Yeah.
It was purely for myself.
Okay.
And then I've been reattuned with the people that I work out of Victoria.
Okay.
So Taryn's helped me build that up as well and get a little bit stronger in things. And now, since working inside of Temple of Mastery next to Osama, Breathfather, again, in advancing the skills and the energy and playing around with spinal works and stuff like that. So
takes on a whole new level.
Oh, insane.
Reiki's a fantastic modality, like foundational work. It's spiritual energy. Yeah, you find it in everything, but it's a great foundation for people to start on.
Definitely.
You start the process of healing yourself, and then that works on other people, man. So that's it. Would you ever go to level 2, 3? Would you ever continue?
100%. There's lots of bits and pieces that I want to continue to. It's just when it falls into place.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I've only just moved back to Sydney about 3.5 months ago.
Where were you before that?
Up near Foster, about 30 minutes.
Yeah, the farm.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah, so we've been looking after the property up there. We moved Dad back down just before Christmas last year. He's not doing too well, so it's easier for him to be closer to hospitals and family while in this state. So
okay. I wish your old man all the best.
Thank you.
In that regard there, man. So, all right, we've gone through your earlier life, your troubled times. Fucking what a story that was, getting arrested by the police, being a felon. Now take us through, what is it that where are you now and what are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm a breathwork facilitator, Reiki healer and energy worker, but also a mentor. So I help people get out of where they are, and move them into higher states of being. So we can rewire the mind, body, and soul, and force themselves to get themselves into a better place.
Okay, do you have some types of tips and tricks on how you can do that?
Yeah, definitely.
That you want to share. We don't want to give away secrets, train secrets. Please come subscribe to his own personal Patreon channel. He'll teach you everything there.
Yeah, no, 100%. So the easiest things that I get people to do, is just really focus on some gratitude points daily.
Yeah.
Morning and night. Focus on things that you want to keep in the morning for being real positive throughout your day. And then gratitude points at night, even using your 5 senses. So something that you can see, something you can smell, something you can taste. And it will just really allow you to set intentions with the day to be really present and mindful with things that go through. Structure your day. Keep, obviously, your body moving. Keep hydrated. Keep all your food organic and nourish yourself. Your body is your temple. The more you look after your body, the more your body will look after you in every which way.
I agree with you there, man. I've had nutritionists on here. I have as much organic as I can, but it's not easy with the current climate. You go buy one fucking, I think actually, I've got a story, we talked about Ben Borg earlier.
Yeah.
So he's going to come on next week. He was at my place when he was doing his breath work for the first time. He was telling me the achievements he was going through or whatever, being in a bathtub and just breathing for a couple of hours. Crazy stories. Anyways, he finds this one organic store around the corner from where I live. We go there. I said, oh, fuck, yeah, let's go get, there's a pineapple there. I feel like juicing a pineapple. Let's get that. Fucking $11 for a pineapple. It's crazy.
Insane.
But it was the best pineapple I've ever had in my life.
100%. 100%.
Fucking $11 for a pineapple.
Yeah.
You go to Coles at like 55 cents. Maybe last year, not anymore.
Yeah, especially with all these price hikes.
Yeah.
The world and society definitely doesn't make it easier to do what we need to do.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Won't go into that too much, sure.
Well, you don't need to buy food that's organic accredited. If you can find somewhere it's a good farm or a good produce dealer that gets them from places where they don't spray them. Definitely. Don't have to have them certified, but 100%. The ones that you get from a lot of places and shops are just sprayed with chemicals that aren't good for you at all. And your body just is like, I don't know what to do with this shit.
Correct.
It's slowly,
And builds up inside of you, blocks every channel inside of your system. And we wonder why we're sick or we deal with issues and we're upset and whatever the case may be. When we dive into it a little bit deeper and we look at what we ingest and the environments that we set in, these things become very present. So we can isolate little things and find out what exactly creates the situations and facets that we need to deal with.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. One thing I'm interested in is going from being a bodybuilder, high protein diet you would have had, because I'm looking at you now and you look fantastic. Your eyes are very bright and clear. Fantastic skin, all right? I'm not cracking onto you. Calm down, please. But you're doing something good. Now, the thing is, as a bodybuilder, you would have had a high-protein diet, chicken and rice. Probably just chicken and rice the whole time, for a couple of carrots on the side, and probably about 16,000 eggs a day.
Yeah, something along those lines.
What are you doing now in regards to like food? Just give me just a little bit that, and then how did you find that change?
Yeah, so after I lost all the weight and depression and things like that, I got really skinny. So as you had said, I was on a real high-protein diet. Now I fast 18 hours a day. I got a 6-hour eating window, and I listen to what my body needs. So I obviously still track calories and macros and things and know what my body needs. But depending on what I feel my body needs will depend on where I get it from. So if it's steak or if it's chicken, if it's fish or whatever the case may be, I'll head to that. But my protein content has dramatically dropped. I could eat a kilo with every meal 4 or 5 times a day. Now, if I was to eat a kilo's worth of meat over a day, I'd be sick for a couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'd just be really heavy.
Yeah.
So a lot more fruits and things like that. I'm a lot more cautious and aware of what goes into my system. I used to just feed myself just to build muscle. Now I feed myself to nourish my system.
How's your strength now compared to back then?
The same.
Same?
Yeah.
So you're not injecting
Not injecting.
any gear? We call it gear here. All right. I identify as natural.
Definitely.
You're not, but okay, so you're not doing the gear. Your diet's changed, so now you got a massive fasting window. You got a small eating window, a massive fasting period.
Yep.
You're eating very good quality foods. Yep. So, but what are you doing now to maintain that strength?
So I'm still in the gym bodybuilder style training, which I've just adapted and made a lot more fluid. So a lot more functional.
Yeah.
But the biggest blessing over these last couple of months is finding calisthenics and yoga.
Yeah, okay.
Yoga has found the places in my body where the energy is being blocked, and I've been able to focus my breath and attention and awareness to where it is and be able to release.
What do you feel that's like, how does a blockage, what's it feel like? And how does it feel when you release it?
So when you're in meditation, you're allowing your energy to flow through your system. Depending, I guess, on how sensitive and aware you are of your body, you will feel where the energy wants to move and not move. So at the moment, I'm really working on my hips. So when sitting down, I can feel the energy want to run through my legs and get stuck through. So when it does open up, you literally feel a sense of relief, which is cool. So it's like having everything given to you. It's like, take it and enjoy. And your body just opens and receives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you discovered through yoga, you're able to feel the energy working through your body. See it? Do you feel it? Do you see it? Do you hear it? Do you smell it? What do you do?
All of it.
Wow.
Seeing it, feeling it, are the biggest things, definitely. Couldn't say I smell it.
I don't know. Some people are.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I'll try to be a little bit more aware. But I've recently
I don't think you can smell it, but you never know today's day and age.
You never know. That's right. But I've recently had my Kundalini energy activated through yoga and things like that, which has been a beautiful, beautiful process to be able to purify your own chakras and align yourself and use the energy that we have inside of us to continually heal ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried Kundalini yoga once. I didn't like it. Fucking, I don't know, man. Just all the breathing and stuff was too much for me.
Yeah. It's a process.
I do not like, and I was talking to Osama when he was here on last time, I do not like fast-paced, like hyperventilating breathing. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. Maybe I need to push through it, but I doubt that. I just don't think it vibes with me.
Which is fair.
I like long, slow breaths.
Yep.
I can do fast ones for a little bit of time, but I don't like to keep up the pace.
They all have their purpose.
I agree. So maybe one day we can sit down and actually go through, or what is it that, you don't like about this, Daniel, and then we can see, all right, this is the reason, or maybe it's just fucking not for me.
There would be an underlying thing for sure. The reason why we don't like to do things is because it brings up in trigger points. Okay. So there would be something there underlying why you don't want to dive.
I think I just get tired.
Which is fair. It does take a lot out of the system.
Yeah, especially when you're doing the yoga, your hands up and then you do this and what the fuck's going on here? It's just too much for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I'd rather just be lying down on the couch eating cheezels. Nah, I don't do that. I don't eat that shit anymore.
Stepping stones with everything.
Yeah, okay. And so you do the yoga. So what are you finding with calisthenics? That's just pure body weight, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been so free. I was able to move weight quite comfortably in the gym, so that's not an issue. But to be able to move your body so freely, magically, supplely, and put yourself into positions and finding the strength in places of your body that you didn't know you had. Yeah. So with my shoulder injury, I'd never thought, I couldn't push weight above my head for a very long time. Now I get to do skin to cats and back levers and things like that. So my arms pretty much rotated backwards
So would you say your flexibility is better than it was before?
Oh, so much. I couldn't put my hands behind my shoulders.
And you fucking ripped it out of its socket.
Yeah.
Calluses, you had scar tissue. Did you had surgery to clean it up?
Correct.
And then after that's actually quite invasive surgery as well.
Yeah.
And you would have been going through a lot of pain, and your range of motion would have been terrible.
Shocking.
And if you don't get on, and even after a surgery, you can still get scar tissue back. So how long after that surgery did you start doing exercise? Did you start getting into calisthenics, or no, this was a period of time?
Yeah, no. So I was in a sling for 10 weeks and then had to learn to use my arm properly for a couple of months. Got into the gym, did that sort of stuff for a little bit again, and then stopped training. Calisthenics has been with yoga since being back in Sydney.
Yeah, okay.
So the last 3 months
So,
or so.
you'd say that your shoulder wasn't the best up until you started, and then ever since you started doing calisthenics, it's like it's taken another gear.
100%.
Fucking
it's freed
amazing.
up so much energy and space in my shoulder to allow movement.
I love that. And this is stuff that I'm interested in because, so I broke my ankle a couple of years ago. A very stressful time. And I was always wondering how's it going to be afterwards with range of motion. Range of motion's come back. It's pretty much at 90, 95, 97%.
Yep.
There's all these little niggling things, but I think the mind gets involved. But ever since then, I'm like, okay, well, what can I do to actually get, even more motion than I had before?
Correct.
So calisthenics, body movement, plyometrics.
Plyometrics, yeah.
So all these things, but I don't do it because, I tried plyometrics and my joints were hurting, obviously because I'm inflamed and I'm fucking a couple 100 kilos overweight. A bit harsh on myself, but I'm changing. But I've always taken a liking to it, and I've seen that you can actually go so you could think you're 100% here. Something can happen, so now you're trying to heal that, and then you go down this path, and now your new 100% is fucking even further.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's really amazing to see that things aren't set in stone, and what you perceive to be, or what you think is normal when you go down a different line of training or a different thought pattern, it just completely changes.
Yeah, definitely. Our body and our mind is 100% limitless.
Yeah.
We put those barriers upon ourselves and limit our own true potential. So if you think you can do it, you'll be able to do it.
That's it. And your shoulder's fine now, happy.
It's a lot better than what it was, and I can't complain about where it is.
So you still get pain?
So where the scars are, I've got hypersensitivity still, so if I was to touch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But other than that, I've worked through a lot of the range of motion stuff, and I'm able to manage it. I know what it's able to do and not to do. And the things that I thought it's not able to do, I'm making it do.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's all right. I think Osama can help you a lot with that, man.
He's actually helped move a lot of energy through my body.
No, I don't doubt that. Because, so you guys so I just find it interesting, not all of you, but him, you, and slowly, I'm starting to see this temple of mastery thing just popping up, man.
Yeah.
So even if the calisthenics as well, so I think I saw one of the guys there.
Yeah.
Nedim.
Yep.
Probably someone from a close country to where my parents came from.
Possibly. Yeah, no, the temple's a beautiful sacred space, and it consistently just gets stronger and more beautiful and more sacred and powerful in every which way.
So this temple. So who owns this temple?
Darren and Ned.
Okay,
Yeah,
no worries.
so the yoga and calisthenics.
Have to get in contact with these people and see if they want to
definitely.
come on one day.
It would be beautiful.
Yeah, no, because I'm generally interested because it's not a bad spot that they've got there. So you got the little gym. So from what I've seen from the Instagram videos, whoever makes those videos, they do a good job. I think there's an ice bath there. There's a sauna.
Yeah.
So it's a whole. What's its purpose? Please tell me. What's its purpose? What are we doing? Let's go now.
They could tell you their purpose.
Nah, they will tell me after. I want you to tell me.
From what I understand it to be, it's a beautiful healing hub in every which way.
I like that.
You've got your yoga classes, you've got your calisthenics classes, you've got the ascension classes, which are a lot more fast-paced and cardio-based, like boot camp sort of styles.
Yeah, okay.
Then you've got the recovery hub that works out the back, so they've got the sauna and the ice bath. Then you've got all our facilitators upstairs. So Osama works there. We've got Megan that works there. I obviously work out of there as well now.
And what do you offer there?
Breath work, fascia release, massage, and energy.
You do massage as well.
Yeah.
Let me see your hands. Fuck. Yeah.
They they can do some things.
No, they look strong as well. Nick loves a good massage.
When
We
you're
might
ready.
give him one after on the table. I got into massage as well. So I was always doing massage growing up. My parents working hard, Wogs working hard.
Yeah.
You know, son, please, Beck, step on me. But I always had a knack for finding trigger points.
100%.
So you
That's what I work with.
just watching and you just fucking just right there with the elbows. Oh, fuck. And just your whole body starts to go through. And so I started doing that. And I started doing Reiki. And I said I wanted to do a bit of massage because what they said was massage. You're able to massage the body, warm it up, open up the energy, different parts of the body there. And then you put the Reiki.
Correct.
And it really helps to help out there.
100%.
So I was like, okay, what type of massage? I was looking at courses and like fucking, you know, this year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, this much dollars. So I found this one thing called Lomi Lomi, which was a shorter time, so a shorter course, couple of days, and I did that, and that took me on my journey of learning Heartworks and heart center massage. And then after I broke my ankle, I was in a bit of a conundrum, saying, well, I'm noticing that a lot of the people that I've been seeing for massage, they don't go that extra step. It's all just, no offense to anyone. I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but if I don't give you 5 stars on Google, you know it's you. But they don't go the extra step. I don't know why. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they want money. I don't know. But the thing is, I feel that when you massage someone, and I learned this from a couple of people, and one of them's called Kane, who does his own version of shamanic. He's a Bondi medicine wheel. That's where they work. I'll try to get him on one day.
Yeah.
He gives you everything he can in that one session. As much as he can. Doesn't want to see you again, pretty much. It's best if you can get everything out then. And people weren't doing that. So I said, all right, with my ankle, I need something serious. So I need to start learning. I was like, actually, you know what? I've always wanted to do kahuna massage. So I went up to Queensland. I booked it in. I went up there and I started learning. Did that level 1, 2, and 3, and it's been life-changing for me as well.
Yeah, nice.
So I really appreciate massage work and body work. It's a different experience. And so you do Reiki, breath work, massage, all from Temple of Mastery, or?
Yeah. And also work out of Kirawee. So Evoke Gallery. I do events and bits and pieces out of there as well.
What kind of events do you do?
On my breathwork events.
Okay, so what's in a breathwork event? We're noobs. We don't know. Tell us, man, what's going on?
So with breathwork itself, we unlock pain, trauma, stagnant energy in the body, things that we don't realize we hold on to.
Yeah, no.
Can be your trauma, it could be generational trauma.
Until it pops up, you're like, where the fuck did this come from?
100%. 100%. But you'll feel so liberated, free, light, and such a new person when you're done.
Do you get some people that don't know what to expect and sort of like don't believe in this woo-woo? They come for it just to give it a go. Oh, my friend got an extra ticket. I'm just here to support her and just see what's going on. Next minute, they're just fucking on fire, releasing, and it's like, oh my God, this is amazing.
100%.
Yeah.
The ones with no expectations are the ones that usually have the biggest results.
Crazy.
When you don't attach yourself to anything, you'll be able to receive everything.
Yeah.
As long as you stay open enough that you're able to receive. So those people that have no understanding of what it is and they just listen to what needs to be done and literally just breathe the whole time will find the biggest blockages and release them for themselves.
And when you say breathe the whole time, you're talking about fast breaths, slow breaths, like?
Depending on the situation. So holotropic breathing is what we'll do. So we'll work through nasal breathing and exertions through the mouth. So taking it deep into the belly, certain things. We can also work with the breath to switch into different thought patterns and processes through the brain. So there's, again, different ways to breathe, to do different things.
What's the difference between, let me know if I'm getting a bit too technical, but like is there a difference between, I think Osama mentioned this, breathing out through your nose and breathing out through your mouth?
Yeah, so it just releases the carbon dioxide differently throughout the body and uses the parasympathetic and sympathetic states. So we always sit in a fight or flight state usually.
Yeah.
We want to bring the body back into rest and digest, so parasympathetic state. And we can do that by regulating our breath and bringing our body and being back to central.
Crazy. All right, no, that's good. So that means you guys have a bit of a strategy when you're doing these, like, yeah, you can say strategy like you'll see it, feel the energy in the rooms, and we're doing this type of breath now. All right, slowly you can feel, all right, now we're going to go down this path here, and it's helping to release. Or
So normally you would open up with a meditation and prayers and things like that, and then depending on what sort of journey you're going to, that same breath will be the whole time.
so you don't change up, you don't know. Okay, all right.
And then at the end you would just change your breath back to regulation.
Yeah, okay, all right, nice. Have you lost anyone to the ethers before?
Yeah. Sometimes when they go a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper, it just takes them a little bit longer to ground back down. But it's not a scary process. It's not a bad process.
No, I know.
It's just the energy needs to come back to the being a little bit slower for some people.
I've had instances before when you do a Reiki, it's a good session, and you're like, okay, time to come back into your body now. Time to come back to your body.
15 minutes later, you're still there.
And then you just like, you start doing these ones, and they finally come back. I thought, I was just getting the bloody compost ready, He's going to have to get rid of the body.
Yeah. But it's cool when they allow themselves to drop off that way as well.
So look, what do you want to achieve, bro? What do you want to do? Because you've been, I'm going to say rock bottom. I'm going to say generally rock bottom. Anyone, any gentleman, any man, any parent that has issues like not being able to see their kids and goes through that and gets onto the cocaine or anything in that respect, you can say that's rock bottom. So now where do you go? Where do you want to go? Because you have that ability. You've been down there. How far up are you going to shoot up?
As high as I can go.
Yeah.
The idea and the reason why I do what I do is, one, for myself, but so two, my kids don't ever have to deal with what I've gone through. Healing generational things and stuff like that. So when we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of everyone around us. If somebody can take in whatever I've said and it resonates and allows them the strength and opportunity to fix themselves, find that strength to push on another day, and assist those people with the tools that they need to help and heal themselves, then I want to be able to help as many people in that process as possible.
Fuck yeah, man, of course.
100%.
So in relation to how do you find your mental health? So obviously, a lot of the times us like that go that low and they can be pushed off the edge like that. We have some type of instability mentally somewhere. How do you find after doing this work now, how you find your mental health? And do you find sometimes that things start to creep back in, or you pretty much keeping everything at bay and you're in a very good place for the last however so?
I'm 1,000 times better than whatever I was back then.
Yeah.
To say that we don't have bad days, I'd be lying.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'm a lot more aware and conscious of feelings, emotions. So when something does come up, I'm able to shift that and transmute it to something positive and make it better for myself.
Yeah. Well, I was looking on Instagram today. One of the guys I've got coming on in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks, Mr. Andrew Trong. So he put up a post saying, if you're feeling like shit now, think back to a time where you felt really like shit and helpless, and feel that, and now come back to now. It's not so bad, is it?
100%.
And I did that, and I was like, oh, okay, and actually literally shifted something in my body. I was like, that was good advice.
It's the small little things that we can do on a day-to-day basis that rewire our thought processes.
Yeah.
As small as they can be. Just do them consistently. When a bad thought comes up, change it to something positive. Or find the lesson or where it can teach you in that bad situation or bad lesson. Take that and learn where the positive comes from. Transmute it. Make it yours.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's beautiful advice. Moving on to if you could give yourself some bit of advice back in those days. So maybe not when you're a child, maybe when you're fucking going through your hardest point there, when you're maybe overdosing or not being able to see your kids, or maybe both. Like, what advice would you give yourself, knowing like where you are now? What advice would you give yourself back then?
Don't give up, because everything we go through has got its purpose. Have faith and trust, because no matter what we need to go through, we'll go through. Whatever we need to to get through, we'll get through. Whatever's meant to be ours will be ours, and whatever's not meant to be ours won't be ours. Everything that we have is what we need to be.
That's it. And you're truly happy now, aren't you, doing this breath work and where you're going in life?
Happiest place I've been in my life.
Interesting transformation that. Going from, so your childhood would have been a typical one, yeah? Just typical Italian?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Parents were divorced at a young age. Other than that, we've had a nice childhood. I can't complain about things. I was left out at school. I've always felt like I needed to try to fit in.
Yeah.
I guess, which is where the bodybuilding side of things came in. So I just had to make myself desirable and wanted and things like that for people. The ego takes over. Other than that, it, I guess, also shelters and covers up a lot of things that you don't think you need to deal with at the time. So you mask it with the ego.
That's it. No, I've got you there 100%. So, mate, anything else that you want to dive into?
Whatever you wish. No, I'm pretty good.
Because I'll be upfront with you, man. Like you set it off on such a high with the intensity. I'm literally like just thinking, I've got nothing else to get out of this right now.
Well, thank you is what I would like to say. Thank you for having such a beautiful, safe space to be able to openly express all of these things, and taking the time and the opportunity to have me on.
Nah, man, I saw you there, like looking at your I've got it up here, looking at your Instagram profile. So I was a bit like, fucking, who's this bloke here? You know, liking all of Osama's videos there. But then I'm glad that we opened up the conversation. It's been a blessing the whole time. It's been nothing but positive. And I just want people that do listen to this, please understand that your story is it is worthy. You have a worthy story of telling, and that's what this podcast is about. It's what other people's podcasts about, Nick's and stuff like that, telling stories, mental health, getting things out there, and don't think it's not important, because literally you've left me quite speechless. I can usually talk quite a lot of shit, but I don't think I can talk shit to this one here. I'm not going to make jokes about anything, but really everyone's story is worth it, man.
Thank you.
And it needs to be told. So God bless. Where can people find you, and how can they book with you, and
Yeah, Instagram is probably the easiest way. So my business page is Air It Out Breathwork. Yeah. My personal page is the Alpha Era.
Yeah. So the.alpha.era.
Correct. That'll be the easiest ways, and my websites and details are on that.
That's it. So what's the Alpha Era stand for?
So with all this healing, I've been heavily connected into my wolf spirit animal, and native Indian heritage sort of thing. So the Alpha is me being the person that needs to be the leader to show people the way.
God bless. And how did the wolf come about for you?
In a mushroom journey. Yeah. He made himself very present and known of who he was and where he stands in my life, and he's in my heart.
That's it. How many grams did you take?
That time was 3 and a bit.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Wasn't a big one. So.
That's all right. And you said native heritage. Do you have some blood in you, or
not that I know of?
Yeah. Okay.
Just ancestral things that I can feel and obviously been connected to. So
past lives, man, as 100%. Well. We're not afraid to admit this stuff on Stodgify, mate. I go down a technical. I'm an engineer, but also quite spiritual at times. And to the people that don't know that I'm spiritual, I am quite spiritual. I've been spending the last 10 years of my life going down the spiritual path. But anyways, you know what, brother? We're under an hour. Literally, this was a fantastic. This is the shortest podcast I've done, but it was quite intense and quite beautiful. Thank you very much, and I'll definitely love to get you on again in future. And I'll come and see you. We'll do some work together.
I'd love to.
Yeah, get you to Reiki my legs or something like that.
Whatever you need, I'm always here to assist.
That's it, brother. But God bless. Keep on going, and your story is definitely worthy, man.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Bless.
All right, bye everybody.
Take care.